Welcome, welcome. We are here again at Lindbergh Field in the tower cab. Basically, we're in a drone camera way closer to the runway than the tower would ever be. But I think it's got a better view. I've got kind of a different idea today. I'm just going to keep this view and maybe set it back a little bit. Maybe we'll rotate it when we want to for whatever reason, but it's generally going to sit right here. But then we'll also be able to tab over to my radar view. So if there's nothing interesting on the runway or near the runway, you can see just how empty my screen actually is. So there we go. Pilatus 586 Alpha Tango, leaving San Diego Class Bravo airspace to the north. Contact SoCal 128.05. We'll see you. All right, we've got an arrival from LAX coming in right here. SVA 105. I don't know what airline that is. I guess we'll find out. Delta 754 Lindbergh Tower, ramps uncontrolled, pushback in the alley at your discretion. Advise short of Bravo for taxi. So I'm really working to be as professional as possible, as deadpan as possible on the frequency. It doesn't mean that I don't love every pilot. Doesn't mean that I'm not a nice guy. I'm sensitive and I feel for your emotions. But I don't want to waste a single word. I want to be as efficient as possible with my time on freak. Love saying freak instead of frequency. That's one of the aviation things that's stupid to me that I love. Well, I'm on freak. Does anyone remember the term on fleek? That was briefly a term used to describe something that was cool. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to put the chat on the stream today as well. We're going to attempt that. We'll see. I think I know how to do it, actually. Here we go. Yeah, we're just going to do it like this. Yeah, I know how to do it, at least in a crappy way, which is, you know. Here, we're going to do it like this. Boom, how about that? We have chat. We have chat in the stream. Look at that, huh? Come on. And you know what? I'm gonna put it over my message block here, so that when I'm on this mode, you can't see my messages. Boom. Look at that. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. All right, hell yeah. Until I make like a custom overlay or something, we have chat on the stream now. So as you can see, not a whole lot going on, but we got this guy coming in. SVA, something or other. I have no idea what SVA is. Ah, Saudi. Oh yeah, Saudi. Saudi. I didn't know they had a route from LA to San Diego. Wow. I mean, I knew they were a popular airline, but wow. Makes me feel better about going and flying Southwest over in Europe, which I have done. Steven 18, what's up, dude? Hey, welcome back. Good to see you. I'm good. I'm doing very well. I was going to control tonight, but I want to fly the Atlanta event. So I'm controlling all afternoon today. Yeah, it was good. Last night was so much fun. And today, in the mornings, I'm a morning guy, so I always want to fly and stuff, but no one's ever on, so played a little Schedule 1. Saudia 105, Lindbergh Tower, good day. Wind 290 at 9 or runway 27, clear to land. So let's see this guy come in. We'll get to do my favorite thing here, which is turn him blue now that he's clear to land. Delta 754, Lindbergh Tower, altimeter 3012, runway 27, taxi via Bravo. All right, so we'll see Saudia land. He's on about a 3-mile final now, maybe 2-mile final. Then we've got Delta taxiing down runway or taxiway Bravo. We'll see him in a moment. Saudia 105, Roger. Fly the published missed approach and contact departure 128.05. We'll see ya. I love a missed approach. It's my favorite. I love when these guys go missed. I consider that fun for me. Because we're going to get to see this guy fly right over the runway. He's coming right over us now. Maybe we can't see him. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Directly over us. Going missed. I like it when they get a little bit lower and they go missed, but still very cool. Go up there, girl. Delta 754, wind 290 at Niner, runway 27, clear for takeoff. Delta 754, contact departure 128.05. We'll see you. I just remembered that Saudi 105 went around for like a split second. I thought that I forgot to hand him off, and I got worried for a second. And sorry for the silence on my end. I was chatting with a new controller. He's doing his first training session on Monday, so he's, asking a couple of questions, making a little bit of chat. We were having a little chat. Cool guy. He's a pilot for Southwest. And retired or retiring? I already accept the chat. But anyway, been flying with them for a long time and is retiring, I think. Anyway, very cool. I was like, oh, div. If you're a real pilot IRL, like in general, and you put in enough studying to kind of figure out the clearances, you'll nail your first training session. Like, I nailed mine, and it was really just because I have a lot of hours on the network as a virtual pilot, and I studied and took it seriously and shit, Matthew Stephen 18, I'm from Ireland, so it's like 1944, almost 8 p.m. Oh, I see. Wow, good evening, Stephen. Damn, yeah, it's almost 2 in the afternoon here. Matthew you doing pattern work or VFR work tonight during the event? No, I'm going to fly the event. I decided. I'm going to fly the event. The only thing I haven't decided is if I want to fly, and maybe you guys can help me. I might stream the flight. Somebody recently said I should stream the flight. And, I streamed flights at one time, but nobody cared. Nobody watched. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't have watched. I wouldn't have cared. But I'm torn between an airliner, and by an airliner, I mean the 737. I'm torn between an airliner, the 737, or the Cessna Citation Longitude. The reason I love flying the Longitude for events is that you're higher and faster than all the airliners. So a lot of times you can cut the line, especially when there's a lot of people going all to the same airport. But you're at flight level 450, you can cut the line often. But if you're at 350 going Mach 0.79 with everybody else, 78, 77, 76, get effed. Steven 18 says, you're chill, man. Thanks, man. It has nothing to do with the alleged cannabis intake. That has nothing to do with my chill demeanor. I actually am like this anyway, but especially on evenings and weekends. Gonna depart out of Atlanta or flying in? That's another great question. So, man, and that's another big or. That's another or. A lot of times, what I like to do a lot of times is I will fly in, but I'll land there kind of early, like the first hour of the event-ish, and then I'll depart. But I'm kind of tempted to just fly in. I'm kind of tempted to fly in with a landing time like right in the middle of the event. And I'm even tempted to put in my remarks that I have extra fuel. Just to bait them to put me in a hold if they need to. I don't mind being the fucking guy that gets vectored all around. That doesn't bother me. It's like last night when I had people sitting there watching the air show. I'm always fighting against the controller urge to be stressed out and try to push efficiency for no reason. Because as a pilot, it's fun to watch the air show. But for an event, an event is all about efficiency. That would be different. If I'm doing an event, I want to kick people out as fast as I can because, especially as a tower controller, one of my big things is the flow. So when you're doing an event and, we're on the West Coast, so we won't really be affected by the event. So we'll be affected, but there just won't really be, there will be nothing really going on here on the West Coast, basically. Yeah, let's give this guy a clearance here. Spirit Wings 382, Lindbergh Tower. Cleared to San Jose Airport. Padres to departure. IK transition, then as filed. Climb via SID. Expect flight level 360, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.05. Squawk 7644. Spirit Wings 382, read back correct. See, we got Sadia coming back in here on his final. Delta 93 Heavy, Lindbergh Tower. Cleared to Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson International Airport. Zoo 4 departure. T-Gold transition, then as filed. Climb via SID. Expect flight level 370, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.05. Squawk 7327. Delta 93 Heavy, read back correct. I like that guy. You can tell that guy knows what the hell he's doing because he mumbled the whole thing and he said only the bare minimum of what he needed to say. I love that read back. Saudia 105, Lindbergh Tower, welcome back. Wind 290 at Niner, runway 27, clear to land. That's how I like to do my readbacks. When I read back a verbal and I'm a pilot, I go Delta 93 Heavy, clear to Atlanta, Zoo 4, T-Gold, climb via SID, 370 and 5, 128.05, 7327. That's all you actually have to say. You don't got to say all that other shit. I have to say all this shit as a controller. Departure frequency, blah, 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 blah. You can say 20. He said 2805. That's what he fucking said for his departure. He just goes 2805, 7327 in the box. Boom, done. You could drop off in the box and I'm going to know 2805, 7327. I know what you fucking mean. Who cares? Rack it up. Let's go. I have to say the shit perfectly. Like I got to say runway 27. You could just say 27 via Bravo. But you do, by the way, when I give taxi instructions, you do have to say 27. You got to say the runway. I don't get on people's ass about it because there's only one runway here, but I'm always tempted to develop the habit because I'm about to do my LA shit and you have to get on people's ass about that shit in LA because there's 4 runways. So yeah, I think we're going to fly into Atlanta during peak times. Steven 18, I'm doing the same flight from Phoenix all the way to San Diego to say hello once again. Hell yeah, bro. Dude, come on over. We'll be here. And do the turn. Hey, if you're doing Phoenix to San Diego, and I used to do this one. I do Phoenix to San Diego to Vegas, Vegas to Phoenix. Do that little triangle. Or San Diego to Vegas, Vegas to LA if you want, a different destination for the third leg. Then you make that little Z and it's like you almost kind of didn't go anywhere in a way. You just kind of went back and forth and back. I'm thinking of either flying out of Atlanta or just flying through. Another buddy of mine will be controlling Memphis Center during the event, so probably going to pick Nashville or Memphis. So that's another thing. I thought about flying, the 737 wouldn't have to do passenger ops. I like to do cargo ops a lot of times for events because it's just easier to get in and out of the ramp. Often the cargo ramp in some places will be nearest a different runway that it doesn't get used otherwise. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, shit. Damn it. I'm sorry. I had it on the wrong screen. See, this is why I was scared to do that. You guys missed this touchdown. That was my fault. Saudi 105, welcome to San Diego. Make left when able. Taxi via Bravo to the ramp. We'll see ya. It's a great question, Matthew. No, in fact, I'm going to request my trainings now that you mention it. To start my training, all I have to do is request it online, and I have to request it, and they have to pick me up, which means that, it's got to be like my turn and shit, Hey, Tiny, what are you doing, dog? So yeah, that's a good. So they have this calendar where you request the times, and so I'm actually so much of a no life. Like, bro, I put the it's not even that I'm a no life. I use that term because I find it just funny to call myself that. But I have set things up in a way in my life to where I actually could make any time of day, any day of week work. Because I actually have so few. I have so few responsibilities that have specific times attached to them so we have this calendar and you put what dates and times are available, and I go in and I fill it out and I fucking mark every time each day available. Just a little bit time consuming because you got to click on each day and do this whole thing. And I haven't done it because I didn't think I was ready, but I think I'm there. I've been reading up on the SOPs. I've been observing some MFs. I've got a pretty good idea of what to do. So yeah, all you do is just request a time, and then whenever it's your turn, and they have time for you, they pick you up, and then you get to do it. And then if you do well enough, you get a solo certificate, which means basically you're good enough to make mistakes on your own during not events. Then eventually you test for your actual, full LA Towers cert. Then you can really break bread. Hey, shut up, Tiny. The sound for New ATIS is a doorbell, and it always makes my dogs bark. Attention all aircraft, Lindbergh field information. Charlie is now current. Wind 280 at 13. Altimeter 3011. So as you can see here, I am just filling out my availability for training. And I am actually, believe it or not, I am available at all these times. Oh, shit. I also need to stream this flight because Max messaged me on Discord and I ignored his message. He messaged and God bless him. First of all, God bless him, and I love Max. And he was not trying to be rude in any way, and I did not take it the wrong way either. But but he did send me a message that I fucking ignored because he was watching clips of me doing a flight or two or something from like a year ago, and then he sent me all these tips for flying the 737, which, you know, is nice. It is. I was gonna say which I appreciate, but I kind of don't. It's nice though. I don't want to be ungrateful, okay? Especially guys just trying to help me. You know, I understand, you know, he's trying to help me. Spirit Wings 382, Limburg Tower, Squawk Mode Charlie. So this is how I know you're not squawking Charlie. See how this is not satisfying. Oh, okay, good deal. Spirit Wings 382, squawk 7644. And see, now I see we have no code here. Well, we've got a Z. There we go. Spirit Wings 382, runway 27, taxi via Bravo. That's all good. Happens to literally all of us. Dude, the split tower ops with me and Bill is going to be so OP. Ah, there's a center session happening. Oh, well. Someone just called. Delta 93 Heavy, runway 27, taxi via Bravo. And I'm about to get off. There's a training session happening above me at LA Center. So this was a short and sweet session here today. And again, if you remember last weekend, I was salty when somebody had a session, but that was not a training session. There is never a need to crash out when somebody has a training session because, again, they're training. This is for the betterment of the entire community when somebody gets trained. So it's actually always exciting to cede control for a training session. Attention all aircraft, Limburg Tower is now closing for a training session above us. Contact SoCal 128.05. Thanks for flying. We'll see you. Thank you. Boom. Thank you for tuning in. And most importantly, thank you for flying. And we will sub.